Welcome to this week's Moodle Minute. In this Moodle Minute, we're going to take a first look at Moodle 2.8, which is the version of Moodle that we'll be transitioning to over the summer. As you can see, Moodle itself is not all that different. There's actually only a couple of changes to the faculty and student view, and most of those changes I think you're going to find make Moodle much easier to use. So to start, notice that there was one minor change, that the navigation bar is now at the top of the screen. Everything is the same as it was, except you have a quick link over here on your name. So you can jump to your forum posts, your discussions. For students, they can jump to all of their grades. They can contact the distance learning department. So this is one minor change that you now have access to from this drop-down. But for your courses, they'll be under My Courses as though they have in the past. And so I'm going to jump into the demo course here. And we're going to talk a little bit about the two main changes. The first change that I'm going to show you has to do with the editing icons. So I'm going to turn editing on. And once the screen comes back and loads, you're going to notice that the center column of Moodle is going to be a little bit different than what we've seen in the past. And so notice that we only have the edit title icon beside each item that you see here. And the reason is that we now have an edit button, and you can hit the down arrow and then choose which of the options that you would like to use. All of the options we've had in the past are still available. They're just under this drop down. And this, I don't know if any faculty have had this problem, but sometimes when the icons would wrap and go below an item, you would actually sometimes accidentally hit the wrong icons for the item. So this will keep things very, very clean while you're working in your course. They've also changed the move icon. It still works exactly the same way. The only difference is it looks like an up-down arrow, and you can drag and drop things where you would like those to go. The next big change I want to show you is that we now have, once you are inside of each of your courses, we now have the This Course drop-down menu. And this is a quick link to jump to grades, assignments, forums, etc. And so notice that many courses in the old version, we use this activities block. They've essentially moved all of those items plus the grades, and they've moved it up here to this course. So you may want to consider getting rid of this block in your courses and free up space for other items. So what I'm going to show you now is the biggest change, and that is with our gradebook. And this is the part that I think we're most excited about. The gradebook is now much easier to use. Now, from the drop-down box, you'll notice that we still have the grader report, and I'm going to jump to that first. And once we get to the grader report, you'll notice that it is full screen. We don't have any blocks on the sides, and so you have a lot more room to work with. First off, notice I'm going to scroll, and when you scroll, the name column stays in place so that you can see what you're working with. And now my favorite part is when you scroll up and you get to the top, your column headings stay there. And so that makes this gradebook much, much easier to work with than what we've been using in the past. We have a couple of new features with our gradebook, and the next one I'm going to show you is our single view. Now, for those of you who remember Blackboard, you'll remember that Blackboard allowed you to look at one item and enter those grades. And so here what you would do is choose the item that you want to pull up and grade. And now you're going to get a block for just that item. So you're not dealing with all the scrolling, and this is where you can enter the grades, the feedback, and submit them, but it's just for one item. Another good part is you can actually put a bulk insert. So for example, I can say bulk insert for empty grades and put a 0 in the place. And when I click update, it will actually go through and then enter those items for you. And so it goes through and finds all the blanks and assigns a grade of 0 for anybody who had a blank on that assignment. And so essentially, those are all of the major changes to 2.8. You're not going to see a lot of major differences other than the ones we've pointed out. Like I said, I think the gradebook warrants making the change. And the only thing that I think faculty are going to really have to get accustomed to is those new edit icons that are in the drop-down box on your main course page. And so from here, this is the biggest change where you're going to need to go in and choose your icons from the drop down. Other than that, everything that you've been using is still there. We also have some really cool features. One of those allows you to annotate PDF files within Moodle. We also now have integration with Google Drive and Office 365 OneDrive, and so students and faculty can upload files directly from those cloud storage areas. And so as we move forward with the upgrade, we'll be doing sessions and Moodle Minutes on how to use those resources. We'll also be doing Gradebook training just like we've been doing in the previous semesters. So this is your first look at Moodle 2.8 coming to you sometime over the summer.